I mean, Vladimir Konstantinov plays on the edge. That's the way he plays defense. That is why he's one of the finalists for the Norris Trophy, though. Offensively, no. He's not going to line it up and go end-to-end on a line rush and make an offensive chance happen, although he does move the puck fairly well. But you're seeing by this just how physical, how tenacious he is, and how much leg strength that he delivers. He's only 195 pounds on a 6'1" frame, but he is always in the face of the opposition.
You've got to come up with a trophy to give it to the guy who's the hardest to play against in the NHL playoffs, and it's going to be Konstantinov. This guy, night after night after night after night, kills guys. Nobody likes to play against him. He's special right now. He's unbelievable.
Coming out with a lead pass. Oh! Konstantinov saw his man at center ice. Biggest hit of the series right there.
Daze has it, the Hawks break out. Daze handed it to Fetisov. Looked like a promising break for Chicago, but now Konstantinov moves up. He shoots, scores! Konstantinov! As Belfort whipped on him.
Quickly, Lemieux going in, offended! Oh, Lemieux! Gotta see that again, boys.
Lemieux tries to come inside him, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with the check, and even the...
Miller back to Eisenman. Eisenman way out in front. In front and scores! Konstantinov is early in the NHL.
It's unbelievable. I think much better feeling like we won a world championship by with these games. It's the best feeling like I had like last 10 years.
Breaking news tonight, two of our Hockey Town heroes are in the hospital and they're in pretty serious condition.
A limousine carrying Konstantinov, his teammate Slava Fetisov, and team masseuse Sergei Monatsakanov veered off the road and crashed into a tree in suburban Detroit. The accident left Konstantinov in a coma.
We would ask everyone's support and prayers for our teammate Vlad.
16, Vladimir Konstantinov.
We would ask everyone's support and prayers for our teammate Vladdie and our trainer Sergey.
6 days later, a limousine carrying defenseman Vladimir Konstantinov, Slava Fetisov, and team therapist Sergei Manatskanov crashed on the way back from a golf tournament. Konstantinov and Manatskanov went into comas and struggled to survive. The driver, Richard Ganaida, who had a suspended license, was later sentenced to 9 months in jail. For the Wings and their long-suffering fans, it was the chilling end to a season that until then had been memorable for all the right reasons. While Konstantinov is slowly recovering, Manatskanov was only released from hospital a few weeks ago, and doctors don't expect him to walk again. Sports may be fun and games, but it's not immune to the harsh realities of life. 1997 saw the passing of many prominent names in sports.
15,395 days since they won the Cup. 3 seconds left. The Detroit Red Wings are the Stanley Cup champions! I love it. It's best.
We've won the Stanley Cup. We've got a summer to enjoy it and start all over again. Let's make this the greatest summer of our lives.
Late broadcast reports tonight out of Michigan say that Vladimir Konstantinov of the Stanley Cup champion Detroit Red Wings is in serious condition after a one-car accident in suburban Birmingham. WXYZ and WJR are reporting that 3 members of the team, Konstantinov, another player, and one of the team's trainers, were injured when their limousine crashed into a tree. All 3 and the driver have been taken to Beaumont Hospital in Royal Oaks.
One thing you'll never forget is that phone call that we got. We were still at the golf course. We were just getting ready to take the Stanley Cup around town, and we got that tragic phone call, and right then everyone called their their wife, girlfriend, or fiance, and let them know what had happened.
I gave my portable phone to Stevie, and Stevie talked to police officer. While we were watching Stevie talking on the phone, we're like getting so nervous and so sick, like something terrible, really terrible happened, and it was the worst probably minutes of our lives right out there on the golf course.
We waited for some information where to go, and we all went over to the hospital and just tried to be with them and be with them in spirit as much as we could.
And on the way there, we drove by that spot where everything happened. The limo was just crashed, and me and Doug Brown just was terribly terrifying. What's happened to the guys? Hopefully they stay alive, and hopefully they survive.
People were asking why, this isn't fair.
Everybody was on such a high and feeling so good about themselves, and then all this happens, and it felt like you just wanted to give that cup back and just have Vlad and Sergey come back.
Expected each morning to wake up and that you were going to read in the paper that they were released from the hospital and everything was going to be normal. And day after day it kept going, and you realize that things aren't going to get to normal for maybe forever or for a long time.
As the summer came to a close, the time to defend the Stanley Cup drew near. But while the Wings gathered for training camp, it was clear their thoughts were elsewhere.
First of all, it was really hard to go to the camp and not seeing Vlad and Sergey. It was tough to imagine how we're going to play without Vladdie, because he's the best player by far in our team last year, and wish he was here with us. But you know, it was reality, and he wasn't there, and it was a huge hole to fill.
And halfway through the first period, they received some unexpected inspiration.
We believe in their strength and recovery. We know that all of you believe too. Welcome back, number 16, Vladimir Konstantinov and Sergei Manatsakanov.
Mike, very, very emotional. It is. It's okay to be emotional, man. This city of Detroit is very warm with its athletes. These two, man, what a scene.
And they're starting to shine the cup.
Boy, aren't they?
I found the most touching moment maybe when it was 15 minutes to go in the third period, and there was, I think, a whistle, and all of a sudden there was a lot of noise, and you could see everybody looking up behind the Washington net.
Look at this. Look at this. Oh, my.
Vladimir Konstantinov, his wife, Irina. Unbelievable. And even the Washington fans put their hands together. Boy, oh boy, it doesn't get any better than that.
You know, our whole bench stood up, and guys were banging on the board and stuff, and this is like 15 minutes to go in the third period of Game 4.
You know, Bob, you have to play 40 games during the season or one during the finals to get your name on the cup. Surely to God they'll put this guy's on.
When we win the Game 4, and they have a Stanley Cup, it's going to be an emotional moment, because last year when we won the cup, they didn't have a time to enjoy it, and it would be nice for them to have that kind of glory moment to share with us, and once again to see their faces smiling, and to see them happy.
Bench up, Osgood with his arms up over his head coming out. The Detroit Red Wings have won the Stanley Cup for the second year in a row. Shot in Detroit. And Vladimir Konstantinov is coming on the ice. And right now the Conn Smythe Trophy has been awarded to the captain of the Detroit Red Wings, now being congratulated at center ice by the commissioner, Gary Bettman, who hands him the Conn Smythe Trophy.
And now let's talk about Hockey Town. This is a great team, a great organization. Steve Yzerman, let's do it again. Come get the Stanley Cup.
Steve Yzerman is giving Vladimir Konstantinov the stand-up, and the team surrounds him. What a moment. Oh, my.
It was a special moment, something you don't really see. I mean, it's almost like a movie script, really.
Just an amazing display of human perseverance from training camp all the way through.
And Vladimir Konstantinov will make the initial lap around the ice here at the MCI Center. I mean, this is just incredible.
We had a bad accident about a week after the '97 Cup game, when limousine accident, and you know, 3 people got really injured.
Here at William Beaumont in Royal Oak is where Vladimir Konstantinov and Sergei Manatsakanov are listed in critical condition. Slava Fetisov is listed in fair condition.
Manatsakanov, Konstantinov, I mean, these are 2 gentlemen that will never be the same again.
Vladimir Konstantinov, he was just coming into his prime. Probably would have been a candidate to win the Norris Trophy as the best defenseman in the league.
He was just such a warrior. He never gave you an inch. My brothers used to watch us play when they said, you know, we used to hate that Konstantinov, but he's now our favorite player, you know, next to you.
It was something that the team wanted to rally, the team did rally around. Guys felt that they wanted to do it for Manatsakanov and for Vladdie, that we're going to win this cup for these guys.
The team kept his locker intact with his gear and had a small rock or a stone where it said "Believe." That gave us motivation to come out and have another strong year.
2 seconds, Detroit goes to the Stanley Cup final.
He was able to come to a lot of the games in the finals. He came to the 4th game in Washington.
We weren't aware really until during the game that Vladdie was there. Actually, in the 3rd period, the crowd, at one section, everyone was cheering.
Standing ovation for Konstantinov.
The Washington players, they wouldn't have liked him when they played against him, but they were all standing up and banging their sticks.
He was a big part of our motivation to win that cup back-to-back.
The Detroit Red Wings have won the Stanley Cup for the 2nd year in a row.
It was just destiny for us to win that cup.
Chris Dreyfus said we can't wait to hand the cup to Vladimir Konstantinov. That will make everything we've worked for worthwhile.
It was so bittersweet. It was so emotional. Just that smile. You know, he knew exactly what was going on. He knew exactly what was going on, that we were Stanley Cup champions again. And that's a moment that all of us will never forget.
Vladimir Konstantinov, in his day, one of the NHL's most physical players.
Konstantinov abandoned him.
He brought it every night. That's something that our team needed at the time, too. We needed someone that could play with that force.
He is just hammered by Konstantinov.
Finishing checks, and he was just a fierce competitor and a warrior.
Now you know why they call him the Vladiator.
That was Konstantinov 12 years ago. This is Vladimir Konstantinov today.
Good job.
His world forever changed by events that took place in June of 1997.
And the 1997 Stanley Cup Finals getting set to get underway.
Konstantinov was a star defenseman for the 1997 Detroit Red Wings, who won the franchise's first Stanley Cup in 42 years.
The Detroit Red Wings are the Stanley Cup champions!
You wait this cup so long, and you deserve this cup for you guys. Thank you.
6 days after winning the cup, the euphoria ended abruptly.
Breaking news tonight, 2 of our Hockey Town heroes are in the hospital and they're in pretty serious condition.
A limousine carrying Konstantinov, his teammate Slava Fetisov, and team masseuse Sergei Manatsakanov veered off the road and crashed into a tree in suburban Detroit. The accident left Konstantinov in a coma.
The prognosis from the very beginning, there was terrifying. They were saying that he might not going to survive and live longer than a few days.
We would ask everyone's support and prayers for our teammate Vladdie.
I was in between crying and collapsing and praying. And I'm not sure how much praying I've done. But I think he's just his own hero. I think he just went through the toughest moment, and he lived. He lived from what was supposed to be the end.
Fetisov suffered minor injuries, and Manatsakanov was paralyzed below the waist. Konstantinov suffered brain damage and was initially unable to walk or talk. The following season, his teammates preserved his locker, and he became the inspiration in Detroit's quest for a second consecutive title.
He was still a piece of our team. We wanted to win for Vladdie's sake.
The Red Wings delivered the cup, literally, into Konstantinov's lap.
Eisenman now gives the Stanley Cup to Vladimir Konstantinov.
That poignant snapshot is the one many fans hold in their memory.
Better. 3.
But that image of helplessness is something Konstantinov has worked hard for 11 years to change.
How are things going with your exercise? Good. Are you feel like you're getting any better?
Better.
What's getting better?
Walk.
The walking's getting better?
Today, Konstantinov has gained some level of independence. He is able to walk with assistance. While he still requires 24-hour care, he is capable of communication, comprehension, and sometimes even a little golf.
And what else do you practice? Your short game or your long game?
Short.
Your short game he practices.
Putting, so on.
How do you do with your putting?
Bad.
Occasionally, Konstantinov is a guest at Red Wings games, where the players welcome him in the locker room.
After the accident, he's slowly not going back to where he was, but I think he's trying. I think it brings some joy to him to be able to come back and see some of the guys, but just feel the atmosphere in the building.
I think he found his own way to deal with it, and he knows what his limitations are by now. He challenges himself, and he is doing it great.
Yeah, Vladdie, how are you doing? You were my idol growing up, man. You're my hero. God love you, Vladdie. We do.
It's a story you will see only on 7 Action News.
A story about the beloved Detroit sports hero Vladimir Konstantinov, who helped the Red Wings win the 1997 Stanley Cup, ending a 42-year drought.
Days after that win, of course, Konstantinov suffered a catastrophic injury in a limo crash. The city rallied around him, saying they believed he would live a full life.
He inspired the Red Wings to a second Stanley Cup win, celebrating the win with his teammates from a wheelchair, no longer able to play the game he loved.
Now, Vladimir Konstantinov's care team is asking for your help.
As 7 Action News reporter Kim Russo tells us tonight, in this exclusive report, they believe life as he knows it is at risk due to a change in law.
Better out to the point. Konstantinov shot, score!
One of the best defensemen in the NHL.
And he's leveled, upended by Konstantinov.
Vladimir Konstantinov's aggressive plays helped win the Red Wings the Stanley Cup for the first time in 42 years in 1997.
This got for you guys. Thank you.
Then as the team celebrated, 6 days later, tragedy.
Breaking news tonight, 2 of our Hockey Town heroes are in the hospital and they're in pretty serious condition.
Konstantinov and the team masseur, Sergei Manatsakanov, suffered life-changing injuries when a limo crashed in Birmingham. Konstantinov went from lifting a Stanley Cup above his head to in a coma for 2 long months, fighting for his life.
We hope and pray that our teammate Vladdie and Natsa will recover and things will go well.
I saw him say his first words after the coma. I saw him do his first physical therapy after the coma.
Jim Belanca is Konstantinov's friend and attorney.
And to see him then and to see him now is a miracle.
He is incredible. Linda Crum is his medical case manager. She says he beat the odds thanks to a combination of determination and excellent physical therapists who still work with him every week.
Lean forward a little bit. Lean towards me a little bit.
She coordinates caregivers who help him eat, dress, and get out in the community. I've seen him do community events. He posed for a picture with my little brother, who was terminally ill at a charity softball game years ago. Konstantinov's care team has defended his privacy, not allowing a news crew into his Oakland County apartment. But now, something has changed.
I don't think he's going to survive. That's how strongly I feel.
In 2019, lawmakers passed legislation to lower insurance rates. It was a large bill. One provision slashed reimbursement for the care of the catastrophically injured, like Konstantinov, by 45%.
Vladimir Konstantinov is a hero to so many people who have followed his journey. I remember when the accident happened, watching coverage with my little brother.
He was 10 years old when he wrote a book about how he believed Konstantinov would live a full life. And his team says these changes in the law are putting that at risk.
His care is 24 hours a day. It's not just a random amount. It's prescribed by his physical medicine and rehab doctor.
Can his family afford it if this cut happens?
Oh, no. He has a very small amount of money.
I'm worried that he's going to lose his care.
The Michigan Catastrophic Care Fund is something every insured Michigan driver paid into for years. It provides care for about 18,000 people who suffered devastating injuries. Its recent statement from June 2020 shows it has $23.4 billion and liabilities of approximately $21 billion to be paid out over future years. Fund managers tell me the amount of money in the fund has grown over the last year, thanks to investments.
And the thought that they're going to deprive literally thousands of people of the care that they've built their lives on and been successful of is abominable.
So what will happen to the billions of dollars drivers paid over the years if it's not spent helping people with catastrophic injuries? Take a look at this. Tucked inside the no-fault reform bill passed by the Republican State House and Senate and Democratic Governor Gretchen Whitmer is a law ordering the state to rebate money to insurers if it grows to exceed 120% of liabilities. The law says the rebate to insurers will help them give drivers a discount.
I find it hard to believe they're going to give it back to us, and frankly, I don't want it if it means that people like Vladdie are no longer going to get the services they need to survive.
Konstantinov's caregivers are now not being paid in full. His team says soon the 45% cut could force caregiver wages to drop to approximately minimum wage. His care team says he may not be able to continue living in his own home due to the law. He has lived in a nursing and rehabilitation home before, and that brings up concerns.
He was difficult to control. He was lashing out. Vladdie is a strong-willed person. I mean, you could see that on the ice.
Will he end up in a nursing home? Will he end up warehouse somewhere instead of thriving?
He's losing his humanity. There's no excuse for it.
We don't need anything bad to happen to Vladdie. We want to protect him. This law needs to be changed, and it needs to be changed now.
There are some efforts to undo the 45% cut. Shelby Township Republican State Representative Doug Wozniak has introduced a bill to do just that. If you have an opinion on what you think should happen, now's the time to contact your lawmakers and the governor. Kim Russell, 7 Action News.
Yeah, and you never know how it feels until it happens to your family. Thank you so much, Kim. You can find a link to the proposed bill, also our in-depth coverage of this law change, plus read more details about how it has impacted Konstantinov's caregivers and information on how to contact your representatives in Lansing at WXYZ.com.
All the guys that look tired out there, looks like the rookie Eric Daze.
Yes, here's Konstantinov! Can't believe it. Scotty Bowman's team is in 3 games to none. Forsberg trying to move it on, intercepted 2-on-0. Konstantinov the throw. Short-handed scores! Konstantinov! I was about to say is going to be a factor because they can't score on it. It now officially is a factor because Detroit has picked up a shorthanded goal on a 2-on-9. Peter Forsberg carried to the blue line, carried, and it's all over the turnover. Everybody has gone wide and to the blue line. Nobody had stayed behind Forsberg. What a great move by Konstantinov. Kind of throws Patrick Ross with a little forehand. Big bucket right there. Put with the backhand. And rule number 1 against the both-line goaltender when you tipped along by Lariano. Sakic sent it on back to Adam Foote. They try it back the other way this time. Oh, Konstantinov smeared. Hannon to the ice. Konstantinov Foote couldn't get it, but he was on the right side. Was on Fazen.
For Sandstrom to get onside. Now it's Lapointe moving in. John Clem on Lapointe. And takes LaPointe off the puck. Forsberg picks it up, and he is nailed by Konstantinov. Big hit. Here's Lemieux with a quick shot. And Vernon down to
Peter Forsberg coming back from a concussion, missed the last 2 games of the Edmonton series. He stood up by Thomas Sandstrom. In comes Konstantinov. Catches him in the ribs, not in the head. Forsberg immediately up.
Scotty Bowman said the team that initiates will win. They initiated in the first, but not in the second. Here's Kaminsky swooping in. And Konstantinov does a nice job defensively. Vernon pounces on the loose puck.
Got it ahead. Here comes Gruce with a chance. Right in. And Vernon makes a big save on John Gruce. And the net, everything is knocked away. But the puck stays out. Big stop by Vernon. Save by Vernon. Might deflate the Flyers. Big hit by Konstantinov on flat at the blue line. He was slow to get up. The pounding hit at the line.
Well, that's a real hockey skill to be able to throw that kind of a body check in the middle of the rink where the forward has both ways to go. And Konstantinov leveled him with a classic body check. They don't come any better than this. There's only one guy in the building that doesn't think that, and he's lying on the ice right now. Here's the...
Coming out with a lead pass. Oh! Konstantinov saw his man at center ice and shot ahead of the point. Biggest hit of the series right there. Konstantinov coming out with a lead pass. Oh! Konstantinov saw his man at center ice and shot ahead of the point. Biggest hit of the series right there. Konstantinov saw the play develop. And he timed it perfectly with a big hit at center. Shanahan in. Shanahan tipped it at the net. Now he centers it. Score! Detroit.
He nearly tips that one in. Now he gets it here with lots of time. Hextall diving for no apparent reason, and it hit him and went in. Unless Hextall thought that the pass was coming out and he had to get across the net. Konstantinov threw that body check on Dale Hawerchuk, and the Flyers never got the puck again. Hawerchuk never touched the puck and was complaining to Fraser that it should have been interference. There's nothing wrong with the hit. If Hawerchuk touched the puck, he got what he deserved looking behind. If he didn't, it was interference. But as a defenseman, take the hit anyway. 2 minutes for a hit like that is no penalty.
Colin Campbell said it about Eric Lindros in the East. Now we've had Mark Crawford label Vladimir Konstantinov in the West. He says he could get a penalty on every shift.
And he probably could. I mean, Vladimir Konstantinov plays on the edge. That's the way he plays defense. That is why he's one of the finalists for the Norris Trophy, though. Offensively, no. He's not going to line it up and go end-to-end on a line rush and make an offensive chance happen, although he does move the puck fairly well. But you're seeing by this just how physical, how tenacious he is, and how much leg strength that he delivers. He's only 195 pounds on a 6'1" frame, but he is always in the face of the opposition. When you can hit Peter Forsberg like this, you are doing something, and something real good defensively. He has been a star in this series.
Well, the Avalanche trail by 1 3 games into this series. We expect some adjustments. Isn't that right, Darryl Ray? Welcome back to ESPN's exclusive coverage of the conference finals. Red Wings with a 2-0 lead. Dave Strader along with Darren Pang and the guy with our Hockey Night Spotlight, Darryl Ray.
Thanks, Dave. We're going to talk a little bit about Vladimir Konstantinov. His teammates call him the Warrior, and we're going to show you in the first spotlight tonight just why they do call him a Warrior. He's got tremendous leg drive, and he throws that energy up through his legs, through his right shoulder. A big hit from Game 3 on Forsberg along the wall. There were a couple of those. When you transfer that to tonight's game and guys trying to go after him, he'll take a lot. He'll issue a lot of punishment, but he takes a lot. He initiates. He doesn't retaliate, and that has resulted in some of the Avalanche players coming after him. I don't know if you can hurt this guy. He'll do his thing, and then the retaliation. That one resulted in a power play, yet another power play for the Wings. That's tonight's Hockey Night Spotlight.
And it's a good one. Vladimir Konstantinov with that wonderful leg drive. You mentioned it, Daryl. Just talking to some of his teammates, it's not the upper body strength, believe me. He has a very normal upper body. He's only 190 pounds. But guys like Nicholas Lidstrom really marvel at the fact that it's his leg drive, its balance, its foot speed, and its athletic ability of Konstantinov. Nicholas Lidstrom, in the meantime, what a horse he has been. He has averaged, like Konstantinov has averaged, roughly 28 to 30 minutes per game. They have been the main horses on the blue line, certainly defensively, for the Detroit Red Wings.
Back to John and Barry in our studio.
Thanks a lot, and it is unbelievable, although that's the way the series has gone. Every one of these games could have been 5-0 Detroit after 2 periods of play, but one of the things you like to look at is the hard hitting we've seen.
This guy, Vladislav Konstantinov, is just emerging as a superstar. This guy, night after night, tonight he's hit Lemieux, tonight he's hit Ozelinch at the blue line. Last game he just about killed Forsberg. He's not going to win the Norris Trophy because of the way Leach has played this year, but I think, John, me and you got to come up with a trophy to give it to the guy who's the hardest to play against in the NHL playoffs, and it's going to be Konstantinov. This guy, night after night after night after night, kills guys. Nobody likes to play against him. He's special right now. He's unbelievable.
All right, we got a man on it. Come up with a trophy for the Vladiator. Stick around. It's been a while. We'll be back in a moment.
One final thing, Mike. Remember the tour of Russia in 1989 after you'd won it with Calgary? You ever think you'd play with 5 of their best to share in this? I hope I don't go back to Moscow this September, but they're 5 phenomenal players. They're unbelievable. Every one of them. Larionov is just a total class act. A great, smart player that has all the tools. Fetisov, every one of them. Sergei Fedorov, they're all unbelievable. And when they're at their best, this hockey club usually wins hockey games. Just like you. Way to go. Thanks very much, Ron.
And number 16, Vladimir Konstantinov.
Because they've qualified for the Stanley Cup playoffs in 21 consecutive seasons, it feels like the Red Wings have been great forever. Fact is, when they won the Stanley Cup in 1997, it was Detroit's first in 42 years. The team was iconic, heroic, and tragic.
We've won the Stanley Cup. We've got a summer to enjoy it and start all over again. Let's make this the greatest summer of our lives.
6 days later, a limousine accident paralyzed defenseman Vladimir Konstantinov. Detroit went numb. The following season, the team wore patches that read in English and Russian, "Believe." And they did.
The Detroit Red Wings have won the Stanley Cup for the second year in a row.
And Steve Yzerman is giving Vladimir Konstantinov the Stanley Cup. And the team surrounds him. What a moment. Oh, my.
After all, it's the Cup.